Hello, my Starseed loved ones. I hope that you're all doing well. I just want to record this reading because what's coming to my attention is in terms of our Patreon collective. You're my Starseed loved ones, and I want to make sure that you have content that is going to work for you, that is going to support you where you're at on the journey, so that you're getting the guidance, the information, the support that you really need and are looking for at this period in time. So I wanted to do a quick pop-up reading where I look at an activation that we're going through together. I look at what light code is associated with that, what keeper of the light is associated with that, and what crystals we can work with that will help us tap into aspects of self and integrate and interact with, co-create. So really how you can tap in to your divine team, to your guides, to your star family, and really ask for their support. Let's put our energies together and co-create my experiences, co-create my life. Okay. So if we get into kind of the tools and the energies that we're working with, it makes it a little bit easier to figure out, like, how do I navigate this energy that I am experiencing at this time? How do I navigate not only my own personal experiences, but collective energy? Because as awakened starseeds, we're all perceiving and interacting with that collective energy as well. You know, and this is where the crystals come in, because for me, I love to ground things in with crystals and work with their energy. Okay, so I'm really excited. I hope that this is helpful for you. So let's jump right in. I love the secret or sacred geometry activations oracle. This is one of the 4 decks of cards I had when I started my channel in June of 2019. It's been slow and incremental. If you look back at when I started my channel, you can see my evolution journey through my awakening as a starseed. Okay, so let's see what activation. This is specific. There's one coming out and I'm going to take it. These messages are specifically for us exchanging energy here in my Ascension Collective. So for my Ascension Collective Starseeds, what activations are we working with right now? And we do have 4. Let's see what is coming in. What is coming in? What is coming in? All right. So again, we have 4 energies that we are exchanging as a collective over here on Patreon. The first activation is commitment here. And this is Oracle message number 13, 1 and 3, add to 4 in numerology. In order to get to a stable foundation, we have to commit to our healing and to the journey. So please accept this activation. The frequency of commitment supports our ability to devote ourselves in all aspects of our being and with unwavering belief. So commitment to your awakening, to your journey, coming through as an activation. Next, we have authenticity. This is message number 10. 10, stay as a 10 or reduce to 1. This is a cycle completion for us collectively. And look at this beautiful activation. Look at this. So this authenticity activation is absolutely beautiful. Especially because I know at least one of you really identifies with the throat chakra, with the energy of authentic self-expression, being at one with authentic identity. So part of our starseed awakening is being introduced to our soul. We get to meet our soul face to face, and it's like, hey, beautiful, how are you doing? You know what I mean? And it's this merging, this self-union of coming together so that we feel like our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, our relationships, our outside world is in alignment with who we truly are on the inside, that we have embraced forgiven, loved, and accepted with unconditional love, our authentic selves. So I love this, because this activation right here, if you have been feeling like you are peeling layers back to get closer to the soul that is inside, this is a confirmation from your guides that this is an energy that we're exchanging with one another here in our little Patreon collective, in our Ascension collective. We are activating this in one another and supporting the becoming of one another, and your guides are so fluidly supporting your transition from being in this awakened state where you were very much in a fourth dimensional context into the fifth dimension, where we free ourselves. So a lot of throat chakra there. This is throat chakra energy, living in alignment with our authentic truth. So that gets us into our third message. And again, this is all about this journey of self. Okay. So when we see this intimacy, which is also, message number 26, 2 and 6, adding to 8 in numerology. In numerology, 8 is all about putting the work in to transform something, to manifest something with infinite power and abundance. This intimacy, okay, the closer that you get to yourself and your own soul, the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be for you to have relationships where you're getting closer to other people, because you're okay with this authenticity. And I get a lot of messages from my guides. What I'm getting is the song Crystals of Monsters and Men. I'm okay in see-through skin. I've forgiven what is in, because I'm in this house, I'm in this home. So, yeah, that lyric, I'm in this house, I'm in this home for all my life. It's making peace with who you are. It's making peace with your humanity, making peace with your physical body, all the aspects of you that are earthly. It's looking at them from this divine love perspective. I'm putting the work and the investment into a loving, embracing, and accepting yourself. And this is essential on the ascension path. This awakening, this coming to self, this getting close to self. Because in order to completely embrace ourselves, we have to know ourselves very intimately. And I love this. And this is all chakras happening with this activation right here. So this is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. A lot of, looking at ourselves up close. And then I love it because overall this oracle message says the energy of intimacy supports our trusting that we are safe to allow closeness. We have to be safe with ourselves and trust ourselves. And this whole ascension process, this whole awakening process is getting back in touch with your soul, getting back in touch with who you are, with what moves you, with what inspires you, with what you love. So intimacy. And then I love it, forgiveness. This is number 20, 2 and 0, reducing to 2 in numerology, which is all about balance, harmony, and alignment. And we have this beautiful forgiveness. With this golden light and all this white light, this is divine energy coming through to say, you are divine. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. You're so beautiful the way that you are. The way in which you, one of a kind you, embody the divine with all this white and golden light energy. Where, part of the awakening is feeling that unconditional love and exchanging it with the universe. It's healing. And if we can see all this beauty and light and divinity in others, it has to start within. We have to be able to see ourselves through that lens, to forgive the ways in which we are so human, because they make us so tender and so beautiful. And they're also the signs that our souls are participating in learning and growth every step of the way. In evolution, in ascension. Okay? So This is a very powerful, beautiful message to hold space for self. Make that sacred space for you. And I encourage you, I absolutely love music. I'm a musician myself. I get a lot of signs and synchronicities through music, as well as frequency healing. So I would recommend that you check out that song Crystals by the group of Monsters and Men. Look at the lyrics specifically. The music may also provide you with some activation. So next I want to look at what light activations are we experiencing together in the Ascension Collective here. And again, this is our small group here. This is our little Patreon tribe. What's going on with us together? Because now we are synced up. Even if we don't even all know each other, we're all hand in hand in the Ascension Collective. So let's get into these light activations, because again, these are special, specific. I'm tapping into the energy that those of us that are in my Ascension Collective are experiencing at this time. So what light activations? Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. I love these. There is a lot of very beautiful spiritual awakening energy that we're sharing. Okay. Look at what is bottom of the deck energy. Authentic truth. I love this. This is what we're coming into when we awaken. This is number 4. Our strong and stable foundation is going to be living our truth. Powerful, magical energy. Take in this activation. All right. So our first activation of light right here is number 30. 3 is what we get after we reduce 30 in numerology. This is about coming into self-union, to a reunion with our soul, into alignment, getting activation. Also co-creating with our divine team, co-creating with ourselves and our energy, the divine force or creator, God, spirit, source. And then all of the spiritual guides that are working with us, okay? This could be ancestors, ascended masters, spirit guides, star family. You'll know. Your team will work with you. But this is seeing the light, allowing it to penetrate even into the darkest of spaces in our mind, body, and spirit. So do not be surprised if at this juncture, it seems like the divine is shining like a beacon that you feel really called to follow. Or, it's like there's a spotlight on situations in your life, and this is okay. The divine is like, hey, let's work together on this. This is where I'm coming through to provide you support and guidance. So a lot of that white and golden light coming through, mirroring that message of forgiveness for self is this is allowing yourself to just be a vessel for divine energy at this time, and allowing it to come into you, to move through you, to see it all around you, and marvel and embrace at the light, the beauty, the grace, and the divinity. Okay? So this is powerful. Hold space for the light. Hold space for your light at this time is what this message wants to communicate. And I also think that it's worth mentioning, because we had that mirrored iconography and that double message, that you are both getting this divine white light as well as golden light. Okay. Golden light is beautiful and is very specifically associated with the energetic concept of Christ consciousness. So it's not very surprising. I grew up in a family with Christianity as being the template for me understanding and making sense of the spiritual world. And it's very, very important to mention that white light, if you come from a Christian tradition, that this is Holy Spirit white light. And if you come from a Christian tradition, this is Christ consciousness, golden light energy. So a lot of divine, very powerful, beautiful energy. that is working with you at this time. Which brings me to our next message of healing. And this is Oracle message number 5. Here's that white and gold light again, but some pink coming in. Whenever I see the pink light frequency, this is pure, unadulterated, unrestricted, unconditional love. And this is what we exchange with the universe and each other as we're on this healing journey, okay? Number 5 is about challenges and opportunities, because a challenge or an obstacle always creates an opportunity to learn something. We are learning how to just embrace healing. This is part of our ascension, is that beautiful divine light is shown into us so that we know where we want to actively direct our healing and our evolution. Okay, so healing, this is the beginning of a powerful healing journey. So again, there's this message, create space for yourself. So, okay, there's this message, create space. And this mirrors that commitment. Make the commitment to yourself. Why? Because you're divine. Because you're beautiful. And you're worth it. Because you are divine, okay? So making this commitment to self, to healing, to getting to the authentic self that requires intimacy, that requires forgiveness, grace, compassion, all of these things that are so easy for us to find for other people. We are now being challenged to begin this revolution within, okay? So make space for healing, for our own healing, holding space for others' healing, and recognizing that we're all healing together. Okay? Powerful, powerful messages coming through here. So let's see what our next activation is. And this energy is Nourish. This is number 23, okay? 2 and 3 adding to 5 in numerology. Healing and nourish. Healing and nourish. What I'm getting so strongly about this Nourish light code, this Nourish activation, this is collective. Collectively, we're getting these light codes from the galaxy, from our star family, from the collectives of other soul groups that are all coming together and providing us guidance and modalities to support our planetary ascension process. And we have to begin this work inside of us before we can start implementing it into our collective. But this is the beautiful, nourishing, supportive, and assistive energy that is coming through to foster ascension at this time. And this is collective energy that we want to make the most of. Okay, so again, this energy is all around us. All we have to do is create that space to allow ourselves to receive it, to receive these downloads, these activations, to allow this light to illuminate those shadowy, unknown, or uncertain places, those depths of our own consciousness, of our own emotional body, so that we are making ready, so that we can be that beautiful vessel for unconditional love, for this universal energy, so that we can be stewards of it as awakened star seeds, weaving this healing, this illumination, this divine support, this grace, this unconditional love into our earth collective, because this is who we are at this point in time. We may have come from other places, but we are united behind the goal of ascending our earth collective in this life. All right. And I love this as the final activation from this oracle, because it says color. This is number 40. 40 reducing to 4 in numerology, again, about foundations and stability. And look at this, is activating our entire light body. This is activating every aspect of our consciousness with this beautiful white light at this time. So you are seeing a multi-dimensional reality, whereas you may have only been tuned in to a third or fourth dimensional reality, a tangible reality that operates under the constraint of time, of a temporal context, okay? And what I found to be true about my awakening was, it was like I was living in sepia, and when I experienced the awakening, I started living in Technicolor. So you are going to begin weaving in a more dynamic sense of reality than what you have lived and experienced before. And it's all happening from this cosmic activation taking place, from your divine team working with you through these experiences, weaving together signs and synchronicities to help you find your personal path. And this is beautiful because this is activating us holistically so that all of us is evolving, changing, and working together. There's a lot of sacral chakra healing that starts happening here because this is our sensual center where we experience things through our six senses, and we are learning how to experience through our sixth sense more than the original five at this time. So now I want to get into the Keepers of the Light, and let's see what emissaries of light or ascended masters are coming through to help us at this time in our little Soulmate Journey Empath Ascension Collective. So let's see who's coming through to work with us as we walk side by side on this journey at this time. This healing, this activation, this ascension energy. Who is supporting us collectively? Let's see who is working with us through our ascension process at this time in the Soulmate Journey Empath Ascension Collective. Let's see who. They're telling me take this one as well. Thank you. Always say thank you when you get a sign or messages from the divine. Okay, I always say thank you. All right, so the first one that came out is Bridget, and this is inner strength. Those of you that are familiar with Celtic mythology would know who Bridget is. In the Catholic tradition, there is the Saint Bridget's cross. So this is she is a Celtic ascended master. Inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. This is the self-union and moving back to wholeness that is happening for you at this time. And Bridget is here to help you, to help you recognize that you have the strength. It's innate within you. You have the tools you need to continue working with your divine team and suss out your path on this beautiful healing journey. So inner strength. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so Bridget, this inner strength. Bridget is supporting our strength, helping us walk through this portal of ascension, of awakening, to come into wholeness and union. Next, we have Serenos, who is actually the divine counterpart of Bridget, okay? And Serenos is life force, so sacral chakra, kundalini energy here, very highly emphasized. Express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers increased. So again, I get that this heart awakening is moving to the sacral chakra, allowing us to get in touch with our kundalini fire so that we have this tapped energy instead of this untapped potential energy in the sacral chakra, to heal, to create, to support our empathy and our sixth sense. Okay. So it's beautiful because here we have this support, for the sacral chakra as well as the solar plexus. When we start to get these light activations, we discover very quickly where we're carrying energetic blockages or wounds or karmic baggage. And, in this activation, a lot of times, because of our very human experience, we carry a lot of wounds in the sacral and solar plexus chakras. So Serenos and Bridget coming in as a divine pair with this very powerful energy to help us do this, to help us do this healing. Any ways in which we're stifling our expression or creativity, any ways in which we don't feel strong enough, we're not in touch with our divine sense of power, Bridget and Serenos are coming in to support us in that aspect of our healing journey. So especially if you are familiar with Celtic mythology and Celtic history, working with Ceranos and Bridget may strongly resonate with you. Okay. Wow. This is so strong. We have White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. As part of my awakening process, I was calling on a divine team that included Star Family, but it really wasn't until I began calling on ancestral power, my ancestral guides, ancestral medicine, ancestral healing, that things really started to shift and take off for me. So, as each of us is doing our own healing as an ascending soul, we're not just healing our personal experiences, we're also healing our ancestral lines and transmuting that energy. So calling in, and this white light energy too with White Eagle, calling in ancestral guides are really going to help you. We're not just healing our own karma, we're healing ancestral karma. We're healing collective earth karma. And we're also healing collective karma related to the soul groups that we belong to as starseeds who have been incarnate in collectives before our experience here on earth. So it says, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So you are healing in multiple dimensions simultaneously on this ascension path through your spiritual awakening. Call on your ancestral support to add potency to your healing journey at this time. Okay? Beautiful, powerful energies coming in. Okay, so I love this. The next message we have is charity. When we think of like faith, hope, charity, love, this is charity. Pink, here's that pink light energy coming through and activating us. Prayer and contemplation. This is this invitation to engage in prayer and meditation to connect with your multidimensional self, and also to really fluidly work with your personal divine team. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. So again, an invitation to create that space, not just for your healing, but for your connection to the divine, because it will help you. Signs and synchronicities will come in directly from your team. You can ask them, if this, then show me this sign. I do it. It comes through all the time, works for me all the time. I get exactly the sign or synchronicity that I ask for, but I make supplication, prayer, and meditation a daily thing. So that energy of charity, absolutely beautiful. Next, we have Gaia, our Earth Mother. So that takes me back to, we're constantly exchanging energy with the cosmos, but also with our Earth Mother. Again, through that 8th chakra, that working pair of the Earth Star and the Soul Star. And our message is, be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth and stay grounded. One of the things that's the most difficult about experiencing a starseed awakening is recognizing that all of us have the divine in us. Not just those of us that identify as a starseed or that are awakened to our soul's ancestry. The challenge is to not be in another dimension all the time. We're supposed to be grounding 5th and 6th dimensional or higher dimensional consciousness into the earth, which means still being of the earth, still living a tangible day-to-day reality. And this can be very, very difficult. I can say from personal experience, when I started my awakening, I was like, oh, I'm going to go there. And then like my day-to-day life started crumbling. And this also happens as part of our awakening, because there are things that we've surrounded ourselves with that are not meant for us. They're not in alignment with who we truly are, what we're here to do, and what we have to offer. So, there are these changes, but then I realized, I'm like, oh, well, like multidimensionality is simultaneously existing and weaving in multiple dimensions at once. It's not like I go back and forth between being a starseed and being part of the Earth Collective. There are salient aspects of my identity. So it's really important to see yourself as still being of the earth, as still being supported by the Earth Mother. And in order for you to truly be multidimensional and truly step into your mission, you are integrating these higher concepts in a daily way, in an earthly way, making sense of how this is a multi-layered single reality. That's like, existential, right? No, the Starseed experience, each of us has a single reality. We are being awakened to these different aspects of it, but it is all the same reality. And living it fluidly, weaving it in via our connection to the Earth Mother is absolutely essential. So time in nature, maybe some grounding. Even if you can't get out and about, if you're in a very urban location, put on some screensavers that are beautiful natural scenes or cosmic scenes. More earthy, okay? Don't forget, you are still of the earth is the message here. So really, the firm foundation for this transformation, for this change is staying grounded. And the way in which you can do that, okay, this is really hard for me because I'm an indigo starseed. So like, there's like a lot of intensity. There's like a lot of things that it's like, I have a difficult time like being consistent in the day-to-day and through this awakening process. In order for my expansion and my evolution to continue, I had to create a firm foundation for this. I had to make space for it in each day and continue with the other aspects of my life, okay? My other soulmate relationships that are helping me learn and grow, that I am exchanging energy in, as well as my mission. So, staying grounded and finding good grounding strategies is absolutely essential through your awakening process. Okay? So let's see. We have as our last emissary of light, or ascended master, we have Melchizedek, higher learning. And this is a beautiful energy of ascension. You have learned from experience. Yes. As we have gone through this earth school experience together, you've learned a lot, right? More inner study is now required for further progress. So this self-reflection, this application of your healing journey to self is really what is going to sustain you, what is really going to help nourish this experience and present the path. You know, you may feel like you're stepping blind, but if you have that trust in your team and the divine, the path presents itself for you. So what's really beautiful is if you would like to, after watching this reading the first time, I encourage you to go back and watch it again and take some notes. Maybe catch the words or the numbers that jumped out at you off of the oracle messages. And definitely, if there was one of these specific emissaries of light or ascended masters that you're like, oh, that really speaks to me, or maybe all of them, I encourage you to come back, write their names down, call them in during that meditation, prayer, and supplication, and see what wisdom they are coming forward to share with you about your awakening, about your healing, about your purpose. And about how you can make that happen, how you can manifest that in a very, very tangible way in your day-to-day third dimensional reality, okay? So I want to close it with some crystals. So this is the Mystic Mondays Crystal Grid deck, and I absolutely love it. Again, I have found that for me, I've always been drawn to crystals. As you may know, I'm an intersectional sociologist. When I first went to college, before I was an intersectional sociologist, I did about 85% of a geophysics degree. Okay. So I know a lot about geologic processes, and crystals and stones, their healing properties, their scientific properties, etc. And I love to bring them in to use as tools on my own healing journey to align myself with specific light frequencies, or to balance out my own energy. Okay. So I really find it helpful, and I want to share with you these messages that came through for you that are going to be able to help and support you with stones and crystals. All right. So I love it because I see a lot happening in the lower chakras, and this is giving us activation so that we can create a firm foundation for those upper chakras to exponentially expand. This is beautiful. So first we have Agate. Okay, and this is a beautiful grounding stone. As a matter of fact, here's one piece of agate that I have. You know, it's not red, but agates tend to have this see-through aspect, a part of them that appears transparent. And agates are for stability, grounding, and truth. They're associated with Mercury, mercurial energy, especially if you are, it says, a Gemini. This is a powerful stone for you, okay? Stabilizing balance to the mind, body, spirit, and fluidly helping you connect with that earth mother. So agate in the root chakra. So I'm going to read this message to you. A stabilizing stone, agate is used to balance the mind, body, and spirit, creating harmony in all areas of your life. Much like the patterns on the crystal itself, grounding and supportive, agate helps us to reveal inner truths, cleansing beneath the surface to expose our authentic self. Perfect. A wonderful stone to heal resentment. Agate frees you from the self-imprisonment of inner anger, replacing it with safety and security. Agate takes its time, vibrating at a slow and steady pace, and encourages you to take as much time as you need. Make space. Don't rush yourself with this ascension process. But agate here, coming through from these guides as a root chakra stone to help with grounding at this time. Next, we have Septarian, and so then we have the sacral chakra energy of Septarian, and that really is that Serenos Brigid energy here. This stone is associated with the sun as a luminary. Known as the dragon stone, Septarian instills fierce confidence and self-esteem, especially in front of an audience. So, if there's speaking, presenting that you have to do as part of your job, or communicating to like a group of family members and you are terrified and feel disempowered, this is a beautiful, Septarian is a beautiful stone that is going to help you tap into that inner fire, that inner inspiration, and be able to self-advocate and do so fearlessly. Okay. So what do we have here? So it says, however, as much as it improves your public appearances, it also protects your privacy, guarding your secrets and valuing your inner space. So again, this is confirming that message of create that sacred space for yourself. Incredibly grounded and connected to Mother Earth, Septarian can pinpoint illnesses in the body and focuses on listening to the body's needs by building a strong relationship with it. The name Septarian comes from the Latin word septum, or seven, signifying the pattern of seven on the exterior of the crystal. So 7 could be a powerful number for you, or you may see a lot of 7s as a synchronicity at this time. So this coming through to support both the solar and sacral plexus chakras system, Septarian. Now we have this beautiful, so I love this solar plexus energy. We have the golden healer, and this is a type of quartz crystal. Okay, it's not a citrine, it's completely different. And this is all about the golden rays of light, and we really got into those golden rays of light coming in here with that original oracle message. A lot of activation coming in through those rays of light. It says, universal life force flows strongly through the golden healer, this crystal. With an exceedingly high vibration, golden healer carries bioscalar waves, an abundant form of power that increases in spatial mass. This potent energy can expand awareness across multiple dimensions. We talked about multidimensionality, transforming your vibration all the way down to the cells in your body. Connected to the solar plexus, the sun allows the highest form of healing for your identity and self-worth, releasing ancestral trauma that may have affected you and been passed down through your family lineage. Okay? So if you think about this power here, this is confirming that message of White Eagle, of not only healing self, but lineage, community, collective. Okay. Powerful, powerful. And that is something you will find on this ascension path. The more you heal collectively, we heal collectively, or whatever collectives you are part of, you are simultaneously healing. That's that multi-dimensionality. All right. So these last two work with the heart chakra and have absolutely beautiful energy. We have green calcite, fertility, abundance, growth. And we have jade, wisdom, abundance, and good luck. Okay, so our focus here with green calcite is attracting abundance surrounding you in a forest of clarity, possibility, and heightened awareness akin to the great outdoors, okay? So if you are in a cityscape and you cannot get to the great outdoors to make this beautiful Gaia connection, if you can get your hands on some green calcite or work with this color, this is going to give you kind of an energetic connection to that, okay? Green calcite transmutes stagnant old beliefs into the courage to explore outside of our comfort zone. As with nature, there is beauty with the imperfect, and growth occurs only when we allow ourselves the room to expand. So again, a confirmation about making space. Don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to create that space for yourself. Make that commitment, which was our very, very first oracle message, okay? And it says green calcite opens the heart and third eye chakras, helping you to let go of past resentments and planting seeds for your growth and expansion. Having affinity with the sign of Cancer and Venus as a luminary, okay? So green calcite, heart chakra. And then we have jade, wisdom, abundance, and good luck. This is affinity with Venus as a luminary, as well as the signs of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Libra. Jade is highly prized and sacred, a wonderful stone for protection and healing, known as a dream stone. Jade will stimulate messages and channel them into your dreams when placed on your third eye chakra. The ultimate good luck charm. Jade promotes prosperity in every aspect of your life by opening the heart chakra and boosting your ability to receive. This is a very, very powerful activation in the Ascension. So that getting in that vibration of allowance, of openness, of intimacy with yourself and with the divine. Wealth is nothing to do about your health, and jade is a reminder of this true abundance, amplifying the good fortune of your vitality, of your soul force. Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. All right. So these are my special messages for you, Ascension Collective. I hope that they provide some clarity, some confirmations, and that our discussion along with these messages has provided you with some tools or some food for thought as you go forward boldly and craft this healing journey of authenticity and self-expression. I am sending you all so much healing. So I am sending you so much healing, love, and light. Bye-bye, my loves.